managed that before in his past years.
That's right. A lot of people work at the mall when they're younger, but I work there as an adult.
That's right.
Did I see you at Wetzel's Pretzels? Is that where I saw you at, Jeff? I'm on a roll today. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
At least it wasn't. What's the lemonade one where they wear the funky?
Oh, that's hot dog on a stick.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Craziest outfit. You'd have to pay me a lot to.
Raise your hand if you've worked at a mall before. I think everybody's.
I'm sure lots of people have.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm from a small town in Missouri. We didn't have a mall. We did have a local Walmart though.
Did you?
I didn't work there.
Hey.
I worked. I had a paper route and worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, one-stop shop. Well, I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken. That was my first piece of employment, and those uniforms weren't any better. The polyester brown, itchy uniforms.
Wow.
Oh, hospital kitchen. Wow, Lori, I think you got us beat.
Well, and to top that off, my brother used to clean surgery, and I would help him. My mom was the central supply nurse at that hospital, the little private one. But yeah, hospital kitchens, that's more information than anyone ever needs to know about the food in the hospital.
It was a family affair for you.
It really was.
Kathleen worked at Wendy's. See, we all did. Me and all my friends worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken though. It was a blast. We had so much fun. I will tell you a funny story though. I've been getting my nails done since I was in high school, and so I made a big batch of biscuits. Remember how yummy Kentucky Fried Chicken's biscuits were? And by the time I was done with my, 12 trays of biscuits, I looked down and I had lost one of my fingernails.
Were they leaf press-on nails?
Well, they were the ones that you would go and get done, but they would loosen in time and everything. Yeah, I think they were leaf on nails. And so we had to throw all the biscuits away. Could not risk. I didn't know where I lost it, but I just knew.
Somebody was going to get a crunchy biscuit.
Yeah, not a good idea. Needless to say, the owner was not very happy with me.
Wow.
They had the best French fries. They were really good.
They did have good.
Yummy.
Oh, Baskin Robbins, that would have been a great place to work. I would have enjoyed that. Although I don't like scooping ice cream, I sure love eating it. Yummy.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get this party.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, folks. Again, my name is Richard Marks. Of course, I know that many of you know me. I've had the opportunity to spend the last few weeks with you, learning a lot about you. And thank you very much for that opportunity. Again, I learned, especially in the business of customer service, to better serve my customers, the more I have an opportunity to spend time with them, to understand their culture, that enhance my ability to deliver upon the promise. And that's what I hope to be able to do today. So let's just jump right in, folks, with our customer service excellence. I am a prior military veteran. That's going to come up a little bit later in our presentation. So I don't want to forewarn you, but I do want to prepare you for an engaging, interactive event. So let's just jump right in, if you would, please. So this is what we refer to as a virtual social interactive event. And we call it that because, again, many of us are working remotely. Some of us, of course, is going to the office. But one of the things that we want to do is create an experience. Even though that we're virtual, and I have conducted many keynotes face-to-face, doing them virtually can be equally impactful. In addition to that, if we have social coffee and social breakfast together, these are just ways to interact with each other in this virtual setting to keep us engaged. So the outcome of this keynote is designed to be, number one, encouraging for you to continue to stay the course and continue to do the things that you're doing. It's also designed to be positive. So I'm a guy that believes the glass is half full versus half empty. It's just sort of my perspective, my view. Having a positive attitude is key, especially in the arena of customer service. I mean, we literally never know what we might experience on the other end from a customer. And so if we're positive, expecting great things to happen, which is at the very bottom of each slide, that's half the battle right there. In addition to that, we're going to give you what we call a way forward, things that we can do moving forward to continue to challenge ourselves. And we're going to do that with a couple of concepts. Number one is the growth mindset. Now, the growth mindset is just looking at situations and just trying to move forward and move beyond the difficulties and pain. So we're going to talk about that, and I can assure you, you are demonstrating these characteristics as we speak. We're also going to talk about emotional intelligence. I know many of our leaders have gone through some emotional intelligence classes as well. Maybe some of you may have not. Maybe the term is new. I can assure you that all of you are practicing emotional intelligence right now. But we want to be intentional, purposeful on initiating emotional intelligence. When we do so, we're able to provide what we call that wow customer service, right? And that wow customer service is that type of service that when you finish interacting with the customer, they say, you know what? Wow, that was great. That was fantastic. We can do that, folks, intentionally. And the growth mindset, as well as the emotional intelligence, will help you get there. We're also going to do a little bit of marching. So I am going to challenge everyone in a few moments to sort of stand up. I know that you're all virtual, and we're going to march to a chant. As I shared with you, I'm prior military, so I've always understood that self-discipline really gets you focused and in gear for that next challenge. We also want to have a little fun. And then finally, the goal, the collective goal is to positively impact customers one interaction at a time. Just every time you interact with that customer, we just want to do the best that we can possibly do, putting our best foot forward. So before I do that, first I will actually have to applaud all of you. Again, I've attended 3 of the sessions. This is a 3rd session, and I'm amazed. I'm impressed. And actually creating the keynote even became somewhat challenging. I'm like, how can you deliver a keynote of inspiration, encouraging, and challenging to the folks that are doing a lot of great things, extraordinary things. And so for that, folks, I just want to applaud you, and I would like for you to applaud yourself just for a moment. And the reason why we want you to do this because of this fact here. Customer service is not a department. It's an attitude, right? How many of you have heard from others, your family members, people that perhaps you work with in other departments, and they say, you know what? I don't know how you do it. And that's because they probably don't know how you do it, how you're able to deliver this level of customer service time and time again, because customer service, folks, is challenging. It can be difficult. Matter of fact, it is difficult. Serving other people constantly, even when you feel like it or when you don't feel like it. You're expected to be on top of your game and deliver the award-winning customer service. And it could be challenging at times for a variety of different reasons, especially in COVID. So for that, folks, I would just like to applaud and say thank you for the effort in which you put forward already. The other thing that we would like to encourage you to do is to take care of one another. We refer to this as the internal customer service. So I've had the opportunity to work with companies literally all across the globe as it pertains to customer service. And they talk about customer service excellence, and they really want to do great things for the external customers. But one of the things that we encourage you to do is to take care of each other. We refer to that as the internal customer service. That's all 100 folks that are on this virtual setting right now. The definition of internal customer service, as you can see, are stakeholders, you and I, who work with CalSTRS and require assistance for one another to collectively get the job done. And the message here, folks, is that we are interconnected with each other. Department A needs Department B, Department C needs administrative services, administrative service need each other in order to deliver upon that promise. So the takeaway here is to provide the best customer service possible to everyone that's within the admin service. Make that commitment to yourself. And when you do that, naturally and organically, taking care of the exterior customer becomes that much more easier to do, because I know that you're taking care of me, you're relying on me, I'm relying on you, thus we're able to deliver upon that promise. All right, folks, here's come the marching part. So if everyone could just do me a favor, please, could you just please stand up? Just sort of stand up wherever you are virtually, and we're going to do a chant here. So as I shared with you on prior military, and in each four corners here, you see sort of images of people marching. So we're going to march, and we're going to start with left, right, left. I'm going to give you that cadence in just a moment, but this is what we're going to say. This is our chant. Now, I know it's going to be very difficult to do in this virtual setting, meaning when in a typically military fashion or environment, I would say a statement and you will follow me on that one. Well, because of Zoom and we will overtalk each other, I am going to ask everyone to remain on mute, but I am going to ask you to repeat after I finish making, each statement. So it will go something a little like this just for practice. So I would say this: everywhere I go, and then you would say, you repeat after me. Everywhere I go, people want to know who we are and where we come from. And so we tell them, we are CalSTRS, the mighty, mighty CalSTRS, the mighty, mighty CalSTRS. That's it. Can we do that? And we want to do that while marching, right? So we're going to put that lips and feet in coordination. So go with me. Left, left, right, left, 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 right, left. All right, here we go. Everywhere I go, people want to know who we are and where we come from. So we tell them, we are CalSTRS, the mighty, mighty CalSTRS, the mighty, mighty CalSTRS. All right, folks, great job, great job. Thank you for participating. Thank you. So we work up a little sweat, that's okay. How are we doing out there, Katie? Army, U.S. Army. Thank you, folks. All righty. I work up a little sweat, so bear with me sometime. So the next thing I would like for us to take a look at is this is a different view and a different perspective. So just for a moment, I want you to imagine you as a customer. I don't want you to think about your customers and the customers in which you serve. Let's just time out on that one for a moment. Just imagine you as a customer, because all of us are customers, all of us are consumers. And I would like for you to place this information in the chat. And Katie, if you could help monitor that chat and tell me what folks are saying. But the very first question is, what's important to you as a customer? What's important to you as a customer? Could you please place that in the chat and let's see what you have to say there. What's important to you? Awesome. This is good. This is good. Great. Okay. Second question for you. Again, keep your customer hat on just for a moment. The next question we have for you is, what frustrates you as a customer? I mean, what irritates you, really rubs you the wrong way as a customer? Right. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, team. So the narrative here, folks, is that you and I, your customers, right, you want the same thing. Your customers want the exact same thing as you want. What's important to you? Being friendly, kind, respectful, courteous. Your customers want the same thing. The frustration, being ignored, zero acknowledgement, right? Lack of follow through. Whatever those narratives are, the same things applies to your customer. And the point is that we are one and the same. There is no difference. So keep that in mind as you continue to provide your great level of customer service. They get frustrated just like you for the exact same reasons. And you want the exact same thing. So what ignites you, excites you, they're parallel to each other. The other thing that we want to look at and acknowledge and talk about, why is customer service challenging? And it's challenging for a variety of different reasons. Number one is rising customer expectations. I mean, it seems like whenever you provide X, Y, then now they want Z. But so do we. We want to be taken care of. We want to be nurtured. It continues to move forward. It's an organic experience. It's a moving target, and that's okay. It is also providing a level of consistency, not just you, but throughout the entire organization. We need to be in alignment with each other. This is why we encourage that internal customer service. I need to be able to take care of you. I need to have conversations with you. I need to see how my actions and interactions are impacting you, because it allows us to have consistency. Even in this virtual setting, I can pick up the phone and call you. We can schedule a Zoom meeting, but consistency, the handoff, is so important for that true customer experience. The other thing is that customer service, folks, is research. According to research, it's not instinctive. It is a servant's role. Just think about it. We have asked and applied for this job, for this opportunity to serve others. It is literally a servant's role, but that's okay. That's a great thing. But because it's servant, it's a constant moving target. And so what worked yesterday may not necessarily work today. It may not be instinctive, and that's okay. The other thing is that our customers see what we don't. When they're actually on the receiving end of the customer service, and because it's organic and things change, situations change, sometimes we may be too close to it. Sometimes, quote unquote, we can't see the forest for the trees. It's very difficult because we're in the midst of it. We've been doing it for years, but our customers know. Right? So sometimes, again, they see things that we don't, and that's okay. So that constant feedback that you folks are getting already from your customers are valuable. Take it as positive, constructive feedback to help you grow and better serve your customers and clients. And sometimes, folks, it's hard to be friendly. Sometimes we may be having a bad moment. Right? Life is happening to us all. COVID is happening to us all. Parenting at home, working with your spouses and significant others, and we have different environments. Sometimes it can be difficult. And it's okay to have a bad moment, but it's not okay, respectfully, to have a bad day. Bad moment meaning, hey, I can come in at 7 o'clock and something could be rubbing me the wrong way. It's important for me to give myself what I call a checkup from the neck up. I want to get my head in order before I interact and engage with customers. I can have a bad moment, but I control the rest of that. Meaning, if I'm having a bad moment, I'm going to do that self-evaluation, that introspective view, and I'm going to change my attitude if it's negative before I engage, because my customer, my clients, my coworkers deserve the best of me. And that's a skill set. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. So let's talk about our way forward. What do we do moving forward? And the first thing I will ask you to take a look at is that monarch butterfly, right? Just think about before it becomes a butterfly, it's a caterpillar. And the stages it goes through in order for it to morph into that butterfly. And it's just a caterpillar eating, and it's feeding off of leaves and plants, etc. And it's just get a glance at a butterfly. I'm like, oh man, it would be great to be able to fly. How amazing is that? Then all of a sudden it begins to transform. Can you imagine being in that cocoon as that caterpillar just screaming and yelling like it's dark in here, and even the caterpillar body actually starts to melt when it's in that cocoon. It's transforming, it's changing. And if we're going to be great stewards in customer service, folks, sometimes it does require a change. So what type of change are we talking about, folks? We want to be intentionally, proactively, and purposely as we adopt what we call the growth mindset. Now, I learned about this growth mindset about 5 years ago, and I used it as a way to better connect with my clients, to better connect with my audience, to really prepare them on what they're about to learn. Little did I know, I began to apply it to my discomfort in life, and it changed me for the better. So let's look at this concept here for a moment. The growth mindset, very simply put, is looking at situations, especially difficult situations, as an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and change for the better. Now, I don't know if you're like me, many of us don't have a challenge with learning or growing. But how many of you, by a show of hands, have been told that people do not like change? Have you ever been told that before? Absolutely. But one of the things that's constant in life, folks, guess what? It's change. And sometimes we are the ones that need to change, but it's kind of hard to change just by taking that initiative to change, or changing when it's been imposed on us. It becomes very difficult. So this growth mindset helps you do that. Now, there's a second part to this, and it is focusing your attention on improving yourself instead of changing others or blaming anyone. Now, in all transparency, I had a problem with that one too, because I was thinking, you know what? As soon as you get your life together, life would be better for me. But guess what? Guess what if people didn't change? Guess what if people didn't self-correct? That means I'm left frustrated, irritated. So I decided to take my power back and then realize that in order for me to get to my destiny, in order for me to fulfill my life purpose, chances are I'm the one that's going to have to change. So I embrace change. So what we would like to do is just doing a quick assessment here to ask you, what type of mindset do you have? So a couple of examples here. A fixed mindset person might say something like this: I'm either good at it or I'm not. A growth mindset person would see it totally different. The growth mindset person would say, you know what? I can learn anything I want to. So let's just take customer service, whatever the gaps or roadblocks are. A fixed mindset person says, you know what? These customers are so finicky. I'm just tired of dealing with them. I don't want to go through all of these changes. A growth mindset person says, you know what? I know it's challenging. I know that it's difficult, but you know what? If I really put my mind to it, I can learn anything I choose to. That's the difference, folks. A couple other examples here. When I'm frustrated, I give up, says the fixed mindset person. My abilities determine everything, says the fixed mindset person. A growth mindset person says, you know what? I can learn anything I want to. When I'm frustrated, I persevere. My effort and positive attitude determines everything. Now, the fact of the matter is that most human beings, you and I, we will fluctuate between the growth and the fix. The fact of the matter is it can be very situational. But in the true essence of who I am, who I'm encouraging you to be, is to adopt that growth mindset. And there isn't anything that you will not be able to accomplish. Make sense? All righty. Let's continue our journey, folks. The next way forward is what we refer to as the emotional intelligence. So one way to describe this, how many of you have met people or have even made this statement? You know what? This person is really, really smart, but they don't have any people skills. Have you ever said that before about someone? So what you're saying is that they're really intelligent IQ-wise, but they lack EQ or EI, better known as emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence is how we navigate through this complexity of interaction and communication. More importantly, customer service. So emotional intelligence is something that's in each of us that's a bit intangible. It affects how we manage behavior, navigate social complexities, make personal decisions to achieve positive results. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize and understand emotions in yourself and others, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. So what does all of this mean, Richard? Simply put, folks, it means 4 categories that I really briefly want to examine with you. The very first one is called self-awareness, right? No one should know you better than you. So in this context here in the red box, self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your moods and your emotions and drives, as well as their effects on other people. Meaning, when I'm energetic, when I'm positive, when I'm feeling good, I should know instinctively that that's going to rub off on anyone that I interact with. Likewise, if I'm not feeling it, if I have a negative attitude, if I'm not in a good mood and I engage, chances are people are going to pick up that negative experience as well. So this is what we call self-awareness. So if I'm not feeling good for that moment, again, I want to press that reset button before I engage, because I know that how I interact with customers or how I feel is going to determine that experience. Make sense? The next one, folks, I want to look at what we call self-management. Now, this is really important. It's the ability to control and redirect disruptive impulses and moods. The propensity to suspend judgment and to think before I act. So what does that mean? Is that when there could be a time where someone rubs you the wrong way, or a customer may say something very negative to you, or they could be very snappy, and your instinct may be to snap right back. But that self-management says, you know what? I'm not going to do that. They're venting, they're frustrated. I'm not going to respond that way. I'm going to look with a smile. I'm going to feel. I'm going to be in this moment, and I'm not going to react. That's what we call self-management. And then the other piece, the propensity to suspend judgment, meaning that you're not judging a book by its cover. Sometimes when we continue to be in the job over and over again, month after month, year after year, sometimes it's very difficult to be disconnected from that. And we often judging a book by its cover, telling them what they should do or what we think they should do, or at least we're thinking it. So what self-management says, that I'm going to meet that person where they are. I'm not going to pass judgment, and I'm going to think before I act. Again, this is a skill set referred to as emotional intelligence. Let's look at the third one, the green box here, social awareness. Now, social awareness is the ability to understand emotional makeup in other people, treating people according to their emotional reactions. It is simply showing empathy. So in this example, say Kate and I work together, and Katie and I were working together for an extended period of time, and she comes into the office, and I can see that she may be experiencing something. Something is heavy weighted on her. And I can tell that because according to research, 65%, if not more, of our communication is nonverbal. So you can tell when someone is not in the moment. And so instead of me asking Katie how is she doing or whatever, I'm just going to ignore Katie and thinking, you know what, I'm dealing with my own stuff today. I don't feel like dealing with Katie. How do you think Katie would feel? How would you feel, Katie, if I just ignored you? Absolutely. How would that impact your morale and productivity, Katie? Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Now let's flip the script just a little bit. Katie, just bear with me for a moment. Suppose I said, Katie, just ask a very simple question. Katie, how are you doing today? Is everything okay? How would that impact you, Katie? Awesome. And thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie. And Katie and I did not rehearse this. So everyone wants to feel what we call valued. Everyone wants to feel appreciated. And we do that by displaying empathy. This is a skill set. And chances are, if we do not enhance our social awareness, if we do not display empathy, it usually has a negative content. Now, it doesn't justify that behavior at all whatsoever, but lack of empathy typically creates a negative experience. So what we want to do is purposely, again, proactively practice social awareness. And finally, last but not least, folks, is referred to as social skills. Social skills are proficiency in managing relationships, building rapport, right? Building networks, the ability to find common ground. And so if I have an issue with the Department A and Department A has an issue with me, that's not going to rest with me. What this says, social skills, is that I'm going to use every skill possible to include emotional intelligence to build that network. Because I know that we are interconnected with each other. Whether it's the internal customer, the external customer, each other, it's important that I continue to work on, enhance, and build that relationship. And what allows us to work in a very collaborative, in a very effective way. So this is a quick overview, folks. These are strategies that we can use now moving forward as a way to improve our connection with each other and overall the customer experience. As we want to have a couple more slides left here, folks. The other thing I wanted to share with you, as I was preparing for this session or this keynote, I did some research and I compared it to other research I've done in customer service. And these are the top traits, right, that most customer professionals live up to, what they aspire, what they demonstrate. And what I would say that as I look at that compared to the word cloud that you did a couple of weeks ago, they are in alignment with each other, folks. You have enthusiasm, great communication skills. We know that you display empathy and compassion. Stress management is something I'm going to encourage you to manage your own stress respectfully so you can take care of you, right? If you take care of you, taking care of your peers and exterior customers will be easy. Flexibility is important. Charisma, positive attitude, I can't not stress that enough, and of course, company knowledge, knowing your product and service and what you do and how you do it. All right, folks, the other thing I would like to share with you, again, we talked about it in the beginning, is what we call that wow factor, right? That wow factor is a quality or feature that's extremely impressive, that after your customers interact with you, they said, wow, that was amazing. And that's what we want. There are certain customer service skills that every employee must master if they are going to be forward-facing with customers. Without these customers' traits, you will run the risk on alienating your customers. So we already know that you practice this, folks. So the number one I would encourage you to practice is patience. Patience is the acquired skill. Now, I know some of us may have better patience than others, but having patience with your customer will resonate. It will show that you care for them, that you're patient with them, that is seeking understanding. The other skill set that we would encourage you to adopt and practice is that attentiveness, the ability to really listen to your customers. And we know that you do that well. And when you put all of this together, folks, the customers will have no other choice but to say, wow, combined with all the other things that you are currently doing. Of course, folks, I will leave you with, again, our goal is very simple. Positively impact your customers one interaction at a time. Don't worry about the if, the ands, the buts, the maybes. Every time you interact with them, that's your chance. That's your opportunity to listen, to understand versus listening to reply, to meet them where they are, to help them, to guide them in this journey, right? Positively impacting your customer one interaction at a time, folks. All right, that's it. I'm done. I would like to say thank you. I would like to open it up for any Q&A that you might have. My name is Richard Marks, and it was a pleasure, and thank you, CalSTAR, for the opportunity to share with you the vision of really customer excellence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you.